With around 32 million people authorized to vote, Argentina's head to polling stations on Sunday for the country's presidential primary elections. The frontrunners are the left-leaning ruling party's candidate, Buenos Aires Governor Daniel Scioli, and right-wing businessman Mauricio Macri, who has been the mayor of Buenos Aires for the past 8 years. Scioli is described as a moderate centrist politician who has attracted the support of both the Argentinian general public as well as the local private sector. If elected president, Scioli was vowed to increase productivity through domestic investment in infrastructure projects. Leading up to Sunday's elections, Daniel Scioli held an 11-point lead over his rival opposition candidate Mauricio Macri. Argentine citizens will also have the opportunity to cast their vote for potential candidates for vice president. 24 senators, 130 members of the Chamber of Deputies, and 43 lawmakers for Parla Sur, the Mercosur bloc's legislative body. Polls opened across Argentina at 8 a.m. and will close at 6 p.m. local time. Haitians today in parliamentary elections to fill seats left empty after elections in 2011 and 2014 were delayed. Voting began at 6 a.m. local time and will close at 4 p.m., but with the possibility of an extension to 6 p.m. The country will elect the entire 119-seat Chamber of Deputies, which have been empty since January, and two-thirds of the Senate, which, unable to meet quorum, has also been unable to meet. In the absence of elections and a seat in Parliament, President Michel Martelly has ruled by decree since January 2015. Despite this being the opportunity to participate in elections since the 2011 presidential elections, the mood ahead of the vote has been marked by voter apathy. Nonetheless, the vote is seen as an important opportunity for the country to demonstrate democratic stability after years of turmoil prompted by the 2004 coup against President Jean-Bertrand Aristide. More than 1,800 candidates from dozens of parties are running, and preliminary results are expected early, with official results coming in 6 to 10 days later. People in Ferguson took the streets this weekend to commemorate 1 year since the killing of one-armed black teenager Michael Brown at the hands of a white police officer. The incident launched Ferguson into the spotlight as a symbol of the then emerging nationwide movement against police brutality. Hundreds of supporters marched on Friday and Saturday in Ferguson in memory of Mike Brown, shot dead on August 9, 2014 by police officer Darren Wilson. Activists have called for a nationwide movement of silence on August 9, the anniversary of the start of Ferguson's uprising, and a national day of resistance on August 10. Mike Brown's death last year sparked a month of protests in Ferguson, hated by the highly militarized police crackdown on demonstrators. Solidarity protests also sprung up across the country, with activists popularizing the rallying cry, Black Lives Matter, in their fight against police violence and to bring attention to the structural discrimination against black people in local police forces and the larger U.S. criminal justice system. Japan on Sunday marked the 70th anniversary of the atomic bombing of Nagasaki that claimed the lives of more than 74,000 people. During the ceremony, which Prime Minister Shinzo Abe and dignitaries from dozens of countries attend, participants observed a minute of silence followed by speeches by Nagasaki Mayor and Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. In 1945, the United States dropped 2 atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki on August 6 and 9, respectively. The atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki remain the only use of nuclear weapons for warfare in history. Despite Prime Minister Abe's call for a nuclear weapon-free Japan, the Japanese leader has received criticism for pushing a bill that could expand the scope of the Japanese military so it can play a larger role in global security.
If Abe's security bills are approved, then he can do whatever he wants. Many people in Japan oppose his security bills. Even the legislative experts say his bills are against the constitution, but he still insists to push for its approval. I feel angry and agitated for that.
Also, on the occasion of the 70-year Nagasaki bombing, Pope Francis addressed a large crowd gathered in St. Peter's Square in the Vatican, where he issued a strong statement that all weapons of mass destruction should be banned, and the only way to win a war was by not waging it.
70 years ago, on the 6th and 9th of August 1945, the terrible atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki took place. After all these years, this tragic event still arouses horror and repulsion. It has become the symbol of the enormous destructive power of man when he misuses the advances in science and technology, and it serves as a permanent warning to humanity to forever repudiate war and ban the nuclear weapons and all weapons of mass destruction.
Palestinians here in the Gaza Strip and also in the West Bank are still angry over the tragedy of the Dawabsha family. We all remember at the 31st of July, Israeli settlers set a Palestinian home fire, killing a Palestinian 18-month toddler. His name is Ali Dawabsha. This Friday, only 2 days ago, the Palestinian medical sources reported that his father, Saad, also succumbed to his wound and died following Ali. The Israeli police reported that they arrested the two Israeli suspects and they sustained them 6 months in administrative detention. However, this was not enough for the Palestinian people, so they took the streets in a way to protest that 6 months is not enough for committing a murder and killing a child and his father.
Facts that have marked the course of history. Productions designed in the English language and made for the English-speaking world. This is Documentary. Watch it on telesur.net/English. Telesur, wherever the news, you'll be there.